I think so sort of main body kind of two, crowding out effect. I think yeah, I think the real key to this would be I think the real key to this would be something along the lines of sort of um perhaps we want to take the following stance, okay? So recall the lesson that we had together. Really, what we want to talk about is how, pride the you know, large businesses can engage in overly large expenditure projects, um, which puts, which puts inflationary pressure on the economy. That's sort of how I was just thinking how we could sum it up as briefly as possible. And that's the answer right there. That's how we do it as briefly as possible. Large businesses can engage in overly large expenditure projects, which does put inflationary pressure on the economy. Now, the next thing, of course, is you've got the inflationary pressure on the economy. The point is, this undermines the benefits of the multiplier effect because wealth is eroded through inflation, right? Wealth is always eroded through inflation. That's the real sort of key. Wealth is eroded through inflation. Unless you hold physical assets, unless you are holding physical assets, your wealth will always be eroded through inflation. That's the kind of yeah, that's the sort of interesting point right there. Wealth is eroded through inflation. Okay. So I think the next kind of so that actually is all there is really to sort of paragraph two. I think the key point is um you know this can weaken the um you know business people benefiting others, right? That's kind of the key point, right? It weakens the business people benefiting others. So it's another conditional point where the benefiting is weakened.